Today at Manchester Theatres, I am pleased to be joined by our very own local star, Georgie Samuels, who is touring with the fabulous book by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler, Charlie Cook's favourite book. It is coming to the Lowry from the 23rd of July and I believe has been turned into a bit of a mini musical. So I'm excited for that one. Now, Georgie has been performing for many years in various different ways. She has done shows such as Oliver, Pal Joey, Kiss Me Kate, Calamity Jane. She was a member of a vocal ensemble group for 15 years. And then she decided, do you know what? I'm going to go back and restudy, and recently has graduated as a professional actor from Leeds Conservatoire. So despite us seeing her on screen in shows such as Unsung, this is actually going to be Georgie's professional stage debut. So what a way to come home and do it like this at the Lowry. So congratulations and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you. I'm so pleased to be coming back to Manchester.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It really is. So Charlie Cook's favourite book. When I speak to children and different people, this is always up there as one of the Julia Donaldson favourites. So tell us a little bit about the story for people who might not somehow know it.
Okay, well, the story from the book is a little bit different because
Okay.
the actual book takes you through all different books. So Charlie, the idea is that Charlie loves to read. He's sat in his cozy chair and he reads all different books. So it's a family favourite and has been for over 15 years. But the director, who also wrote the show with the MD, they wrote it together, decided to make a new story for the stage. So our story is still Charlie still loves to read, but Charlie's got a sister called Izzy. But Izzy doesn't love to read. Izzy loves to play. So Mum, who I play, it's Mum's job to try and get Charlie to play more and Izzy to read more. So that's the premise of the show.
I love it, and what a brilliant way to do it. And I was going to ask about that because I have seen the trailer, and it looks like the play that goes on as you're bringing the books to life is just done by ordinary objects that you've got at home. So tell me a bit about that. Like, is it that kind of way that you can inspire families watching to go, yeah, you can do this yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the idea is all the props and all the puppets all the puppets are made from books. So they look exactly like they do in the book, apart from, for example, the owl's tummy is a book, and the greedy crocodile eats all the books. So we open the crocodile up and we can see all the books in his tummy. So it's really fun, and all the props are made out of what Mum's got in the kitchen and the sitting room. So we make fishes out of rubber gloves, which anyone can have a go at home.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. It's so accessible, and it's exactly what kids' books and theatre as well should be, really, isn't it? It really is.
It makes it really magical, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So you've mentioned that you're playing the mum, but there's only three of you in the cast. So are you doing a little bit of multi-rolling as well as all the different books come to life, or?
Yeah, so we play all the characters in the book. So I definitely multitask. I am a policewoman. I'm a sheep. I'm all sorts of things at my age.
I love it. I love it. So with you've said then that this is a new story wrapped around the book that everybody knows. So talk us through then the different stories that Charlie reads as the play goes on.
Yeah, so we follow exactly the book.
Okay.
So Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler, who wrote the book, were both really instrumental in the making of this show. They had to approve all how it all looked. So my costume is a bit crazy because I look like exactly like the mum from the book. So we visit. The first book's all about pirates. So we have a song all about pirates, and we go on a pirate ship and Charlie walks the plank, and it's really fun. We just follow all the books. So we've got the owl, the birds who make a nest with the owl, who's the judge. Yeah. We have the greedy crocodile. We have the dragon and the knight, which is a bit scary. We have a ghost whose head comes off. It's honestly, it's brilliant. But yeah, so if people want to bring the book with them, quite a lot of children bring the book with them,
Oh,
and we
wow.
do all the rhymes from the book in the
Oh,
show, so they can read along with us if they like.
oh, that's so they can actually join in then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's amazing.
yeah, it's quite interactive, really, with the audience. We do engage the audience. We do break the fourth wall a little bit,
Yeah.
which is quite nice. Really
Yeah.
engages the kids and the parents, I think.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. So, were you a bookworm growing up? I was. I mean, books have massively changed and influenced what I do. How about you? Were you kind of a bookworm growing up,
I
or?
really was. Yeah, I loved reading.
Yeah.
I always had a really strong reading voice. So I was always the narrator at the school plays and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I was a massive reader as a kid. Absolutely loved it. I'm really weirdly struggling to read on tour. I'm listening to audiobooks.
It's because you're
I
so
think,
busy.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can't. I seem to kind of get. I'm not very good at reading whilst traveling either. So yeah, I'm falling back on audiobooks at the moment. But yeah, I love reading.
Yeah, but that's the joy of it, isn't it? That you can. It's just stories, and that's theatre as well. It's storytelling, and it's taking either your own story or someone else's story and bringing it to life with just magic.
Yeah. It's
Um,
how we learn, and I think it's how we empathize with each other as well. Reading
yeah,
about different people in different places and having who's had different life experiences. It's I'm always learning, and I know I went to drama school in my 40s in a slightly crazy way, but I'm so chuffed that I actually followed my dream in the end. Took
yes.
me a bit of a time to get there, but so yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that in itself, I was going to ask you about that later, but now is a perfect time to do it, to be honest, because there's so many people out there who like come to the theatre or any kind of performance who will just go, oh, I've left it too late, or I can't do that.
Oh,
I really,
yeah.
you are absolutely, I mean, that takes guts to do what you've done because it's scary as you get older.
All
Um,
stupidity.
yeah, but no, and I mean that as a compliment because
Thank
we
you.
all, the minute you're kind of not in your like teenage years anymore, we're all like, oh, well, this is what I've got to do. I've got to earn money. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. And then to go, do you know what? Actually, no, it's my life. This is what I'm going to do is
Yeah.
so commendable. So
Oh,
yeah. So
thank
what
you.
what kind of pushed you to say, do you know what? I've got to do this.
Well, I've got a bit of a Cinderella story, to be honest.
Go
I
on.
can't quite believe it happened. So I used to do a lot of Amdram, and I always worked in theatre. I was just obsessed with theatre. I was in loads of Amdram groups in Manchester, and then my family moved to Yorkshire. So I did loads. I worked for a regional theatre for like 20 years. I just immersed in it. So I did all the shows in the evening for the Amdrams, sang in the group, just worked in professional theatre in the day. And then a director came to see, was kind of pushed to come and see one of my Amdram shows that I was in Pal Joey. I played the lead in Pal Joey. And I'd met this guy, he runs the local regional rep in my town. And he met me afterwards and said, why aren't you an actor? And I was like, oh, well, it's too late. My ship sailed. I got into drama school when I was 19, but there was no student loans back then.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit so I couldn't, there's no way my family could afford for me to go to drama school at that point. Just couldn't go. So I was devastated when I was younger and was kind of the girl who was like, oh, I got into drama school once, but
Yeah.
so he said to me, I told him the story and said, it was my dream, but I'm too old. And he was like, absolutely not. I'll help you out as much as I can. So he wrote to Leeds Conservatoire because I'm married, I have a house and a family.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go too far away from home. He offered to write to wherever I fancied going to drama school. He looked at my speeches for me and yeah, I got a place and I thought I can't not go. I can't
Yeah.
not go.
That is amazing. I love stories like that. Honestly, that's what I say. That takes guts. Like when you say you've got this life and you've got that and you've got a family and you've got responsibilities and you're like, but I've got to do this. I
Yeah. I
absolutely
mean,
love that.
the kids are grown up now. I have stepsons, they're grown up. But yeah, I mean, my poor husband is an absolute champ. And it was terrifyingly scary because
Yeah.
you have to just roll around on the floor, and I was a swan for 2 months. You just, but I was so chuffed and just living my dream.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? If nothing ever happens, I've been to drama school, and it was my dream to really dig into acting and understand it and learn about it. And then I got an agent from school, which honestly I thought no agent's going to come to a drama school wanting a 45-year-old woman. They're going to want 21-year-old kids. But yeah, got an agent. I'd done a couple of short films. But obviously I love theatre. And
Yeah.
this was my first theatre audition I ever did. I went down to
Wow.
London, auditioned, thought, well, I'm just never going to get this. This is insane. It was over a year's contract. It's 15 months contract, and got it.
Brilliant. Congratulations. And I've got to say,
Oh,
possibly one of the hardest kinds of theatre as well, because kids tell you how it is. They
absolutely.
they will be honest with you, won't they? I mean, it's a tough gig.
Yeah, it's very physical. I run around for an hour, so you've got to be physically fit, which I'm not massively fit, but I do try and go to the gym and do loads of yoga. But the kids are just hilarious. We've just done a show this morning up in Scotland, and one little boy just shouted, Charlie, Charlie, all the way through.
Oh, I love it. Well, they believe it. It's that like, yeah.
Totally. It's honestly so rewarding, particularly when they're like, when they know the stories, because
Yes.
they've got the book and they know what's coming next. So they're like, it's the crocodile, it's the crocodile. It is lovely. We've had some hilarious shout outs.
I love it. Oh, I love it. And what is also brilliant about this tour, so talk to me a bit more about, you have a writing competition working alongside it or something. So
Yeah.
I've seen on the website, and it's like there's a different stimulus. Is it every month or every place that you go, or how does it work?
I think it's every month or every couple of months.
Right.
It's a children's writing competition. So we set it all out for them. We recorded stuff to put online for them. So so we just did loads of different silly, just try to trigger their imagination on what they could write a story about. If it's not from Charlie Cook's favourite book, then what else could it be? And then the kids can write their own stories, and they send them in, and win the competition.
I love it. It's just, I mean, even that, like you say, it's an extension of this particular one. Like you say, you can, there's props that you can recreate at home, but then there's also this that you can then go away and trigger, and it's bringing in the next, or it's bringing in the next level of audience, isn't it? That are going to hopefully grow up with theatre and love it.
Yeah, and I think for the age range that we've got, we have had, or for the older ones anyway, they're quite a lot of COVID kids.
Yeah.
So that's been really interesting, because they obviously didn't get to interact with anybody for the whole year. So yeah, that's been really interesting to see the ones who were a bit older, who were kind of 3 or 4 when COVID hit. But yeah, honestly, the reactions just brilliant.
Oh, so talk to me about the puppets then, 'cause you said they're made out of books and things like that. I've seen a frog. It looks like it's made from cardboard and like concertina legs and things like that. So how do you kind of keep up? Because you've got all these different characters, then songs, and then dances, and then all these puppets and props. And
it's a lot. The puppets, honestly, are unbelievably brilliant. I mean, Maya, who makes them, is a genius. I mean, they're gorgeous. They're beautifully made.
Yeah.
So they're not kind of, just pushed together. They're honestly she's an artist, really.
Yeah.
You'll have to come and have a look at the puppets up close, because they are gorgeous. But yeah, I think creating them is part of the beauty. So the frog looks like a book, and then its legs come out. Spoiler alert. Then its arms come out, and its head goes on, and it becomes a breathing, living frog. One kid after the show walked past the stage management desk and just went, "I love that frog."
You can see origami at home going on, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And the songs are real earworms as well. We've had one mum write in and say, please, could you tell me the lyrics to the Alien song? Because my kids won't stop singing it and I need to know what the proper words are.
Oh, brilliant. You have to get like a little download or an EP or something out there with it. Yeah. Oh, I love it. So, I mean, you've kind of completely, despite it being a children's show, and I'm a child at heart, but not a child in age and wrinkles, but you completely sold it to me, and it just sounds amazing. So, any final thoughts or words as to why people should just come along? Because it sounds like, to be honest, it's for big kids, young kids, any kids at all.
It really is. I mean, I think the adults, I like to think, are pleasantly surprised because as mum, I'm allowed to kind of do some cheeky little asides and some nods to being a parent, which is quite nice as well.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's seeing, because we can see the audience and we, talk to them a bit. So it's seeing parents connecting with their own children over the show. It's just lovely, really lovely.
It sounds absolutely magical and a perfect way to start off the summer holidays for any family. So thank you so much, Georgie, for joining us today. Honestly, it's been so much fun. It really has. And you can catch the show Charlie Cook's Favourite Book at the Lowry from the 23rd of July, where Georgie is coming home. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Can't wait to meet you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.